And we are back, week 27 in the bank. We're almost there, folks. And yeah, it's been unreal. So, week 27, once again, no time spent running this week. Transitioned kind of last week completely to the bike. More of the same. Got 3 sessions in. Could have snuck more, but really just about keeping active, keeping your cardio, just kind of feeling good. So yeah, what are the benefits? My ankles, my calves, my hip flexors feel fresh, and they were quite hurting off that like very last kind of top week that we had there. And what sacrifice I guess that I would make here not running for the last kind of 2 weeks, I feel like is offset by a large margin of running into this event. You know, I'm doing this on the Monday. We're essentially like 6 days, 5 days out. It would technically already be started because it's early in the morning. So in this situation, now my body's feeling good. I might do some small runs this week to see if everything, any like residual tightness, anything that I should maybe work on for a few days to make sure it's kind of feeling good. But I don't think you have to like worry too much about overstretching. So this week, probably going to do another ride early in the week, and that's probably going to be it in terms of kind of anything past 15-20 minutes of cardio. It's going to be all about trying to get as good sleep and eat well this week and just try to stay healthy. This is not the time to fumble. I will probably cut another video closer to being in Squamish. Fly out on the Thursday super early in the morning, and I'll hit BC sometime around 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and then we'll kind of go from there. Meeting my brother, and then I don't know if we're going to head directly to Squamish or at what point we're actually going to kind of head out, or if we're going to chill for a day and then go up on the Friday. We got to pick up all the gear and shit on the Friday. They have like a 9-hour window or something like that to get all that done. Put the drop bags together. Got a gear check on the board there, just trying to make sure everything's already good to go in the bag. Maybe we'll do like a gear breakdown. I'm not 100% sure. I'll probably cut some videos during the experience and then kind of after the fact splice it together. Maybe do like a kind of race event recap or something like that, like I did last year. Just kind of talking about the specifics of the day. Some interesting stuff. Calling for a lot of heat in BC this week, so apparently it might reach up to 40 degrees Celsius, which is it's hot. It's really hot. The race day is not supposed to be quite that hot, but being in Ontario and running in a lot of like 34 or 35 degrees with humidity type scenarios, it's taxing. You can drink a lot of water. We'll see kind of how it feels when we land and everything's cool for a few days to kind of normalize. The other thing is wasps. Apparently there's a huge up in wasps this year. Not something that I'm normally too worried about. I don't find bugs usually create too many problems, but I've never been in this scenario, so we'll see. We got some bug spray in the bag anyway, so it's been a big season for ticks this summer, so I've been kind of using quite a bit. And yeah, so feeling fresh, feeling recovered, almost there. A couple more days left, and then we're gonna fucking do this thing. It's been a long time coming, and yeah, all I'm starting to think about. I've been looking at the fat map breakdown. Maybe we'll check that out for a minute if you haven't seen this shit. Let's see if we can. Find it. I think if we go, this still loading? Let's check the guide. I remember seeing this. I don't know how I got there. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's try that. Okay. Yeah, so this is the fat map breakdown. This is like a 3D simulation of kind of the race and whatnot. And I'm not going to be able to put all this to memory, but I have floated through and will probably float through this a few more times. For me, when I'm running like really long distance, having like the mental picture in my head of the twists and the turns and what to expect kind of takes like a level of I guess edge off of things. I can just focus more on, you know, keeping the form clean, keep my eyes open, you know. It's when you're up in fucking La La Land and then you hit the tree root and you're like gonna lose some toenails already 10 kilometers in. But so it's actually a pretty cool tool. So we got the fat map. So if you never used this thing before, right click, you can do some rotation around. You really get a sense of the elevation, what you're running through. If you want to actually see the race, we can click on the fly through route. Probably a touch of lag just because I'm video capturing this. But I've been looking at the overall elevation map, and when you look at the elevation map kind of paired with this fat map, it's kind of nice to kind of put the two together, because you see like the different looping sessions. Yeah, this is streaming like shit with the capture on. Maybe we'll just stop it. It's not even buffering this geometry in. But if I stop, I bet you it will. Yeah, there we go. I guess some race notables to like keep in mind, because it is pretty deceptive, because we're gonna be, it looks like you're gonna be under forest a lot of the run. Is this first like 10k through town? This is not representative at all. Like, you might as well just take this as the warm-up as you're going through. It's right in this sneaky second rung where they're gonna hit you. Let's see if we can zoom in on that with some elevation, and this is going to be kind of like your first test of, hey, are you in for a good day or a bad day? And you're going to hit this hill, and then you're going to kind of come down in between like the other aid stations. You know, we got some twists and some turns, but it doesn't get too extreme, because you kind of come out, I can't remember, I think it's this side first, you do a little loop, has a bit of elevation on it, you can see. And then after this loop, then you come into the massive climb as you're going through here. And I expect that this is going to be pretty slow moving between the heat and the intensity, but we will see. What I meant by it's kind of deceiving is on your way back to town, as you're on kind of the back half of the race. Let's see here. Yeah, it's really kind of being shit. Share. The actual trail kind of loops in and out of these switchbacks quite a bit as you're kind of going back and forth and back and forth. And you're going to have some sense like, I should be seeing like the town soon, but in reality, you're getting pulled off at like a very oh yeah, let's back it up even further. There you go. It's like a kid's crayon of like a route. Scribble back, forth, back, kind of come out, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Like, look at these tight little switchbacks. And then as you're kind of heading back to town, it's not linear, right? You're going back and forth, side to side. I think you're gonna be like, hey, am I there? Am I home yet? As you're going through. Um, Obviously, if you keep an eye on your watch and look at your distance, you're gonna have some sense of how things are going. But I think it's just good to kind of keep the idea that it's gonna be a long grind before you even start to see the town. Probably won't be until like the last little bit, and to kind of don't take your head out of the game just because you got past that first massive climb, because they still got kind of a fair amount of extra elevation packed into this back half. It might be a little less extreme, but it's still no joke. It's kind of like three major hills. There's the first one just after the kind of first checkpoint, kind of go up. You get the big one kind of between 3 and 5 where there's a lot of elevation. And then there's one more big climb, but over longer distance as we're kind of going through this section here. Um, yeah, can't overthink it too much. It is what it is. But for me, just having the kind of mental model, this is kind of what it's going to look like, and it just makes the rest of it easier. Yeah, so hopefully your last, I don't want to call it even training week, but week before the run has went well. And yeah, double check your gear, make sure your headlamp, your batteries are good. Grab any extra shit that you're going to need. It's better to have quite a bit of extra supplies in the drop bag. If you don't need them, you know, whatever, you can always carry them back. But like for me, I'm gonna have extra tape for the feet, socks, the other pair of shoes, different set of snacks in there depending on like what my mood's feeling like. Gonna have knee wraps. What else? Salt pills, extra electrolyte, some real food. I don't know how much real food I'm going to be able to eat during this. I'm usually just right off tailwind for the most part. But sometimes it's nice. You might want something that's not like super sugary, because it does kind of like get like a taste in your mouth over time. Yeah, that's all I'm thinking about right now. We're almost there. If I'm going to see you at Squamish, we'll see you there. Hopefully everyone has had a great training camp. I'm out.